I'm going to describe my favourite walk in my neighbourhood. First of all, I go out of my estate, and very soon I'm on a small canal which is lined with beautiful trees which change colour depending on the season. Sometimes I see fish in the water, but often I'll see lots of different water birds, coots, ducks. And then further along, there's an area where all the swans are and the geese. And the other day I saw some baby ducklings. I think there was about 3 of them. And earlier in the year, there were some cygnets. Further on, there's a water sports centre, so sometimes I see people water skiing and windsurfing. And there's a kiosk where you can buy cold drinks and maybe have an ice cream. Further along, there's a very large bridge you can walk across. There's also a theatre, and at the last Saturday of every month, there's a maker's market, which is a lot of fun. The other day, I had a baking disaster. My uncle and aunt were coming to visit me, so I decided to have a go at making some fresh chocolate cookies. I got all the ingredients in, 2 different types of chocolate chips, dark chocolate and white chocolate, eggs, flour, cocoa powder, butter. I mixed it all up according to the instructions. But then I put it in a very narrow bowl to whisk it, and I used an electric whisk. But as soon as I put the whisk in the bowl, all of the beautiful dark chocolatey chocolate chip dough flung out of the bowl and all around the kitchen. And I knew that my uncle was coming in about 40 minutes, and I almost cried, but I didn't. But it was a mess everywhere. I'm still finding chocolate bits on my cookery books and on the floor. One of the most interesting restaurants I ever went to was a secret restaurant. It was based around the theme of a detective agency, so to get in, you had to have a case. Then somebody would let you in. You'd walk down some stairs into what looked like a 1940s detective's office. Then a detective sitting behind the counter would ask you what your case was, and you had to give them a case. Then he pressed a button, and the bookcase then swung open to reveal a speakeasy-style restaurant behind, with really lovely lighting and all done out in a kind of 1940s style. It was a lot of fun. My summer holidays were often spent visiting my grandma, who lives in a coastal sea town in England. I used to love these holidays because there was the beach where you could ride donkeys, there was the water, you could go for a boat ride, there was a park where we could do trampolining, there was a theme park where we used to go on a roller coaster, and one of the most amazing roller coasters was designed like horses, so you could have a horse race, but it was a roller coaster. There was also a tower designed in the shape of the Eiffel Tower, which you could go up and then have a view all around the town. And we always used to go and have fish and chips and ice cream on the pier at the end of a lovely sunny day. One of my favourite childhood memories was one winter. It was very cold and snowy, and I loved to ice skate, so my father spent the entire night smoothing out the snow on our patio and spraying it with water, so the next morning I would have my very own personal ice rink. I couldn't believe my eyes when I opened the kitchen door and saw the patio was transformed into an ice rink. So I got my ice skates, and I was actually able to skate a little bit before it started to defrost. It was one of my most magical memories growing up.